Dream training, okay? Because we train and we train hard so that when it's time to actually trade, we know what the hell we're doing.
You have now stumbled into AmericanDreamTrading.com, where we trade shares and options. I will show you about swing trading, long-term trading, dividend stocks, high-yield income stocks, covered calls, cash secure puts, diagonal, credit spreads, debit spreads. I will teach you everything there is to know about the entire market. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I can't believe I get paid to help all of you get paid. This is such a wild thing.
Let's go! Woo! Welcome to the Aftermarket, baby. I'm your host, J&J Video React, and this is American Dream Trading, the Aftermarket live chat and watch party, baby. That's right, I'm fired up. Scrapes. Those of you in the know are in the know. All right, so what's up today, guys? What is going on? This has been a stream. Listen, you have now entered the dream zone. I feel like Rod Serling's sister. Did you trade today? If you did, we want to hear about it. Did you make money today? If you did, we want to know about it. If you didn't, you need to leave. Pack your bags, get out. Now, we want to know about that too. We want to be able to help you. Mustang Chris, I hope you're in here. If you're not in here, I hope you get in here, because we need to know if you traded today, bro. We need to know if you put your hands on the mouse. Okay? We need to know, because all the knowledge in the world does you no good if you don't use it. Knowledge is power, but only if applied. Welcome to American Dream Trading's Aftermarket, guys. Listen, I say it every day. This is a stream that's been created by traders for traders to just kick back, relax, have fun, enjoy each other's company, and talk about our day trading in the stock market. How did it go? The good, the bad, and the ugly. This group has been created by none other than Chad W. Christian. Who is Chad W. Christian, you ask? He's a genius. Shout out to you, coach. He is a man that has over 30 years experience trading in the stock market and has traded in every condition imaginable. He is even currently trading while under the weather. That man is making money. Not even a potentially terminal disease can keep him down. Okay? Potentially, I said. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, coach. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Okay? And you're in our hearts, brother. And you are tough, and I know you got this. We all know you got this. And your wife, she's a real nice lady. Okay? We wish her well too. Okay, she is in our prayers as well. So let's see what's happening. Let's see. We had unemployment claims come out, and it was a good thing for the market because it did do some rising, did some falling, but it did some rising. All kinds of things happen in the market today. They were talking about earnings. Earnings is coming up before you know it. Things popped off today. Nvidia popped off. Saxo popped off. Neo. Okay. Neo is one that has been very, very interesting to look at. Mara, as you guys all know, Bitcoin and all of that has been up. Cryptocurrency has been up, baby. And as a result, some of those corresponding stocks have been up right along with it. Mara, Riot. There's just a whole slew of them. Saxo went up today too with Nvidia. AMD was up. AMD kicked ass today. Okay. So yeah, you got to come in here and join in order to get the skinny. All right. You want to get the information, you got to get your butts in here. Shout out to the pre-market crew. We are in there at 4 a.m. every morning. Nate, Mark McSee, Ralph, myself. Who else is in there? Ted, Angel. Who else is in there? Matthew's in there. Timo's in there. I love you guys. Joe's in there. Who else? Zen is in there. We love you guys. Listen, Paul at the beach comes and hangs out in there. Everybody, Man Cox is in there. Did I say Ralph? Ralph, of course. I think I did say Ralph, but Ralph is in there. I'm telling you guys, you need to get into the pre-market. Okay, we are in there making money before 5 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to know how to trade stocks, trade shares, and make a lot of money doing it, come join us in the pre-market. Okay, now there are 3 links that are located in the live chat of this video. The first one, we're going to switch it around right now. The first one, which is pinned to the very top, is that of AmericanDreamTrading.com. Let's get my thumbnail happening. Where are you? Stop hiding. Stop hiding. Thank you. Thank you. There you are. AmericanDreamTrading.com. That's the link that you're going to click because you want to join AmericanDreamTrading.com. That's where you can get signed up with a premium VIP membership. So there's premium memberships and there's VIP memberships. And right now, we have specials running. If you click VIP or type in the code VIP20, that will give you $500 off your first year of VIP. Now, VIP is an annual membership that includes things like hot stock picks. It includes monthly workshop classes. It includes trading view indicators, and it includes one-on-one type style coaching through a Zoom call and shared screen with the one and only coach. So if you want all of that, you can buy those things separately for about $500 a piece, or you can just pay $2,500 and get all of it for the year. Okay. So if you use code VIP20, it gets you $500 off that $2,500, bringing your total to only $2,000 for an entire year. All right. So jump on that right away. If you use VIP 50, that will get you half off the monthly membership. We have 2 monthly memberships. One is the premium, which does not include anything that we just talked about. Oh, by the way, that VIP membership also includes that pre-market session too. But the premium membership doesn't include any of that I just talked about. But what it does include, along with the other membership, is access to our Discord. Okay, and there is an awesome stock lounge in there where you can interact with each other. You also still have access to the Zoom call, and Coach gets on there with you at 8:45 every morning before he goes live before the world. So you do still get a plethora of videos that you can use to learn from. You're obviously here at the YouTube channel. There is a wide array of videos on Coach's strategies right here, but you'll get a lot more even on the Discord, and you have access to that under the premium. And obviously under the VIP, you get all of the things that I mentioned before along with that stuff. So get over there and click in VIP 50 and get half off the monthly membership. For the premium, it's $200 a month. For the VIP, it's $500 a month. So you get it for $100 or $250. First month only. Okay, first month only. Then you can make a decision. What's even better is you get a 5-day free trial along with that. Come on. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Okay, get in there, get your membership so you can get correct. All right, so you can get your colors. All right, so what should we go over now? Let's see. Oh, we got somebody popping in the backstage, but they gotta wait because we have to do a roll call. Miranda, first one on the block. What's up, baby? How are you? Thank you for putting the links in there. I appreciate you. You're so amazing. The third link that is in there is the host tip jar. All right. Y'all have not been liking me. I haven't gotten a tip since Friday, which, by the way, thank you guys for the tips that I got Friday. Again, that helped me go see my family at Christmas. So thank you once again, Nate, for leading the charge and everybody else jumping in there as well and helping out with that. But I haven't got a tip since Friday. So either you guys don't like me, maybe there is something to what Mark is saying, or you're broke as hell. It's holiday time. I get it. But hey, if you have any extra and you want to give it to a sister, it is much appreciated. Thank you guys. I love you so much. Hey, I wouldn't be me if I didn't say it. Oh, I see you. What is going on, sis? That's my sis right there, man. Arlo and Miranda and I are the girls. Yeah. JP, I just heard you in the Zoom call. How'd you do that? Listen, we may not be able to think more than one thought at a time, but you are omnipresent, my friend. You can be here and there at the same time. I saw what you did. JP. I saw it. You were just over there. VIP, VIP, VIP. Yes, HRAKA, Tiki 1958. What is going on? I love that. You always give me a mouthful to say, don't you? Love it. Bucket, let's go, baby. Bucket, hey man. Look. I had to giggle. I had to giggle this afternoon, right? I think you and Ted kind of went at it a little bit. Yeah, what are you talking about, Ted? Sorry. Oh my god, that was so funny. When you were talking about the cash secure puts, it's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm you know what I'm talking about. Oh my god, bucket is crazy. I love it. I love it. Goosh. Um, Arlo. Heal. I love that name. I love that name because you know why? We as human beings were gifted and born with the power to heal. Our bodies were built to heal. I don't know if you knew that. That's why I said, Coach, give your body what it needs. If you throw your body some red grapes, it will take them and process them and wipe all that shiznit right out of there. Trust me, the human body is a wonderful machine, and the brain is the wonderful intelligence that runs it all. Learn how to make them run on one accord. If you do that as a trader, you will be unstoppable, baby. Unstoppable. Okay. Hopefully, I didn't scare the shit out of some of you right there. I got a little juiced up right there. But if you learn how to let your brain and your body work on one accord, try to get rid of that emotion and just run on autopilot off of what you already know to do and what you know is true in the market and not true, aka also known as the market is always right, okay, and you are not. You are always on the losing end. Accept it, know it. That way when you win, it's always a bonus. Okay, accept the loss, set up how much you're willing to lose and put that in there and accept it and be done, and already have lost it when you get into the trade. That way you can just go up from there. It's look, it's a mind game, man. If you are not on level 3 with that mind shit, you can hang it up because you need to be to trade. I'm telling. That's why 95% of traders don't make it because a lot of them, it's too hard. It's too hard. And when we say hard, we don't mean mechanically. We mean up here. It's too hard to separate a lot of that stuff. But that's why JP, you do so well because you are on another level, my friend. You think like a Monet painting, okay? You think like an artist, and you apply that to trading, and it's beautiful to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Because I hear the colors that you paint, and it's like, wow, man, he is looking at this trading thing through artistic eyes. It's so cool. And I know music is part of your life too, so we tend to do that. So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Zen, what is going on, brother? Yes, I am screaming at you. Hey, by the way, don't forget, guys, get on your job, man. Come on, man, work with me. Where is this thing at? What happened to it? Did I just eliminate it? Oh no, there it is. There it is. I'm blind. Give me a break. Bam! There we go. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Why? Because we are trying to get close to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We are at 9148. Okay, which means we only have 852 subscribers to go. At one point, that was a comma. That is no more. Okay, it's under 900. It's almost under 850. We can do this. 852 and we're good to go. Farah, hi honey. Welcome. I love Farah. Arlo says, how much? How you doing, Farah? Oh, hitting likes. No red color. No red color hearts. No showing off, JP. Victoriano. Hello, how are you? Wow, you guys are rolling in, huh? All right, I see you. Bubbles, what's going on, Bubbles? Bucket. I see the LOL. You know what I'm talking about, man. You're crazy. What are you talking about? Oh my God. I'm sorry. I can't stop. I was on the floor. Oh man. I was on the floor. I'm like, eat his lunch, would you? I love him though. Amanda. Let's look. Who's backstage? Who do we have? Oh, Victoriano is backstage. I see you back there. Ryan Mass. Okay, he says, I'm just lurking. Wait a minute, what happened? Somebody. Okay, I'm just lurking in the back, all quiet, like, I'm just lurking in the back, all quiet, like, chilling. I see you. No, the hearts are empty circles. Oh, okay. I know, right? Ryan Mass, look, Arlo, he's just chilling in the back. All right, let's bring in Victoriano. Oh, we got somebody else in here. I think it says Zen. All right, let's do it. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey, how you doing, Don?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing great. Excellent today.
Did you clean up on Neo today?
I am.
Little?
I did clean up a couple of days, only 5 of what I had, which is not much, but
Hey, it's green.
but
Right?
but I'm still holding what I have, and I saw today was breaking new highs.
Yeah.
I was
Neo was killing it today.
Yes.
Look, your name has become synonymous with Neo. Whenever we talk about Neo, everybody thinks about Victoriano now. So you have successfully tied yourself to that stock. So the success of that stock depends on you, Victoriano.
Kind of like that, because you have to multi.
What?
Sorry, that was me.
Was that the Zoom
What's going
call?
on? Yeah,
What's up? How you doing?
I'm trying to turn that thing off. I'm tired
You're
of listening to that.
You're cheating on the Zoom calls. What's up, honey?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm charged
Man,
up.
what a day today, huh?
Oh, from start
Jesus.
to finish, man.
I
From
kept
start
looking
to
at that SPY, and that thing was flat all day. Just like, nah, I'm not doing nothing today. I'm on vacation.
I couldn't even look at it. You know what did pop off today in the afternoon, like mid to late afternoon?
What was
Remember CCCC?
Yeah. What? Are you serious? That thing's
I'm
still
like,
alive?
it was up at like over $6. I'm like, what?
Dang.
I didn't get in it.
actually
I didn't have
right.
any buying power. I like the fact that I didn't have any buying power. It allowed me to sit back and watch today. I
Yeah.
had some stuff I wanted to get in, but I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, I'd like
Yeah.
to take breaks,
Yeah, those days sometimes are necessary just for us to kind of chill out.
regroup.
Because when we're able to trade, especially as new traders, when we're able to trade every single day, we kind of get crazy into it. And yeah. What's up, Mark? Hey, what's up, Victoriano? Sorry, I was looking at my screens up here. I didn't even notice that everybody else was here.
I just popped on.
Mark McCool, what's up?
I had to go get some groceries and some grub. So I'm running a little late.
I know I had mine delivered because we can't get out.
Oh, I think
yeah, man. So
Did my connection break up? Sounded like it.
no, you're good.
Yeah, you're all right. So that was an interesting day. And then Coach popping in midday there with that frog voice.
Yeah, he had the Barry White thing
man.
going on, right?
I had no idea it was him.
I didn't either.
He's been
I'm like, who's
sneaking
yelling
up
at
on
us? Who's
Like,
yelling at us?
who's this guy talking like that? I'm like, I've never heard him before.
He's been
Like,
sneaking up on us.
was I out that long that I missed something?
Man, how about that though? Coach is tough as nails, man.
Yeah. Man.
He's gonna pull through this thing, and we'll be talking about it summertime. Like, Coach, remember when you had Rona back in December. And it was all touch and go, but you like pulled through like gangbusters as usual. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and his wife too.
Yeah, that's not fun having COVID, but then having pneumonia on top of it or whatever it is. It's pneumonia.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel horrible for him, man. That is not something that anybody should be going through.
Nope. But this is what we tell you guys. He has traded through every condition imaginable, even when he is down and out for the count. He is still trading. I think didn't he make like $1,400 today? He made like 4,000 yesterday. Man,
Laying in
keeps
bed.
moving.
I know.
Yep.
Right? Makes more
Laying in
money
bed.
sick than us healthy people out here.
Yeah, right. Wow. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and knock him out of the way.
All right.
We haven't done this in a while, so we're going to go ahead and get Coach's rules out the way. For all of you new traders down there who are brand new to this stream, who have never been in this stream before, or who are looking from afar, we like to go over Coach's rules because they teach you not only how to make money, but how to protect your money. So with that being said, where is our little intro for that? Hold on. Mark, did you make money today?
A little bit.
You did.
Yeah, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit here.
He
You
was
want some?
sweating. He was sweating in the pre-market this
Oh,
morning.
yeah.
I know he did.
All right.
I know he did. Look, I'm going to go over Coach's rules, and then we're just going to dedicate that whole time after that to just listening to what you experienced in that trade.
Oh.
All right. Coach's rules. First rule, do not trade with real money. Let's get that out of the way right now. But rule number 1 is do not lose more than 1 to 3% of your account. If you have no money, you can't trade. Okay, you can only pay per trade. So make sure you're not blowing up your accounts, guys. Rule number 2, don't have more than 2 red days in a row. We've had some people in our group that have had 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. Don't do that. If you get to where you're having a couple red trades and then there's another day of it, do me a favor, stop trading and start training. Put yourself in a timeout so that you can regroup and save your account. Rule number 3, if you are not a master trader, you should be doing the 2-minute EWO strategy that helps you get in and hold on to winning trades. All right? Not scalping. Scalping is for master traders, and you should not be doing that if you're brand new. Rule number 4, do not trade more than 1 to 5 times a day. Why, Mark?
Because you put your total account at risk by over trading and revenge trading whenever you lose and try to make it up.
Which sucks. Okay? You don't want to be trading against the market. You want to be trading in harmony with it. Rule
Give it
number,
back.
that's right. Don't do it. Rule number 5, position size is key, guys. Position size is everything. Small position sizes offer greater reward with a whole lot less stress and a whole lot less risk. All right, so watch your position sizes. Rule number 6, if you are not familiar with options or you've tried them and for whatever reason you just can't seem to make money, you're always on the losing end of it, get out of that. Do some shares. Get back to the basics. All right, and last but not least, all trades are risky, so remember to use your stops. Tell us about it, Mark.
All right, I'm yelling at Mustang Chris first. Hang on a minute.
Uh-oh.
Not yelling at him. Give any
He's
words
here.
of encouragement.
Oh boy, here we go.
Chris, come on up here and talk to us after Mark tells us about his day.
Anyway, lots of chat in there. Oh, it was all right. It was kind of a boring day. Not much happened.
It didn't start out well. You sounded
No,
excited.
I actually jumped in on a trade within the first, 2 minutes before 4 o'clock this morning, which I never do. But I just seen like 2 bars going straight up. I didn't even know nothing about the company. I didn't have it charted. Then I just jumped in there real quick, $200 worth. It was like 750 shares. And that sucker went right up, and we dumped it and got out, and that was the end of that stock anyway. So I luckily I was only in there like 3.5 minutes, and that stock had ran its course and done for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, to make a lot of money. I mean, like $33, something like that, $32. But it was exciting. It was the first time jumping in that early.
Yeah.
We have quite a few members that do jump in right away. They see something and just jump right in on it.
Mark's like, I
usually
made money. We're like,
go, 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 go. Yeah. Yeah. So it was an exciting 3 minutes. And then that was the end of it.
Cool.
And what else we had? We had, I don't remember, what was the other stock I bought?
SNES?
Oh, yes. Yeah. CINC?
CING?
CING, yeah, Sing.
Sing, that was it. Yeah, Sing. So I got in that. That one was already a runner from yesterday, right? Yeah, it ran last night. It went from $1 to $22, whatever, last night. And so it started running again, and we was looking at it, and it just took off. It was already at, what was it at, like $10, $11 or something? The open, I forget.
13 overnight.
Yeah, something like that. So I jumped in. A bunch of us jumped in on that one. It got in a little over $14. About 100 shares of that. Rode that up, and then it pulled back. And at what point are you normally supposed to get out of a trade when it goes the opposite way? What's Coach always telling us? Once it breaks a certain indicator, when are we supposed to get out?
VWAP,
there you go, VWAP. Well, it broke and held and dived down the toilet. It went.
Damn.
And I rode it all the way down instead of getting out.
It was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Up and down.
Yeah. Well, that was it. It was so active. I'm not trying to justify my stupidity, but I am, I guess, because you're not. The coach clearly teaches when it breaks and holds below VWAP,
right?
An option or a stock, whatever. If there's no justification for staying in, get out. You can always re-enter later at a lower price. Instead of me doing that, I took it and rode it all the way to it went down. I was down. What was I down? $250, something like that. Somewhere in that neighborhood. Might have been more than that. I wasn't looking at my profit and loss.
Good.
We get a lot. We do get a lot of volume though. Again at 6, we do get a lot of volume at 7.
Yeah.
And then we get some mixed volume at 8 o'clock. That's because the brokers kick their stuff on at 7, and the orders that need to be fulfilled. Yeah, the computers trade for a minute or two and buy and dump all their orders.
Makes everybody nervous.
Yeah, generally at 7 a.m. things will go up, but we've seen it plenty of times where, we're going to ride this up as soon as the 7 o'clock gets here, and it just tanks everything. So it does happen. There's no guarantees, and there's no stops on pre-market trading or aftermarket, which now would be the aftermarket time. So like a dummy, I wrote it down, kind of convicted that it will come back up, but that was a dumb thing to do. I should have just cut my
See, I don't know that about
little games.
Only because you watched the L2. If you're throwing it after a losing trade, you know better than that. But that wasn't a losing trade.
Right. Well, no, I mean, it went from 14 to, I don't know, it went over $15, and then it reversed. But you're still supposed to get out at VWAP.
Right.
The theory there is, if it's going to dump on you, you can re-enter at the lower price when it gets down. And that would have been actually better for me, is if I'd have dumped it and then re-entered back in when it went down to like $10. No, I lost almost $400. Right. It went down to 10 something, didn't it? I think it did. I think it went down to $10. I think at one point.
See, it's good you didn't look at it because you'd have jumped out.
Yeah, it was. No, I wasn't going to jump. I already drove it off into the.
Take that big of a loss, right?
and I told you guys, I'm like, well, since I didn't follow the rules, I broke one of the major rules actually. Not getting out at VWAP.
Stop breaking them rules.
Yeah, even though you could see there was a lot of action, that doesn't justify my actions. You're supposed to get out. Coach clearly teaches you that. It's below VWAP. Every one of these videos we look at, you'll hear that spoken to. So anyway, I had Hope'em at 7 o'clock, and I sat there for another good hour and a half, pushing 2 hours, waiting on 7 o'clock to get there. And fortunately for me, and then at 7 o'clock, everything it just went shoo. So I ended up being down whatever it was, I say $300, and ended up gaining coming back up from that and still gaining $169. I sold out at 169. It went up and I got out of it first freeze back. So that came
Deal,
out.
man.
And then
From a $400 deficit to 160 up. You did what you had to do. You killed it.
well, I should have never done the first thing. Think how much money I'd have made if I'd have got in at $10 and rode that up for, $5.
Wow.
That would have been a $5 gain or $4.50, whatever. But it is what it is.
You came out green.
I will say I basically got lucky this time. It wasn't skill. It was stupidity, number one, for breaking the VWAP rule. It did come down and it played around, and it could have went back up because all the volume and all the orders going in and out. But then the L2 changed and everybody changed what they were willing to pay, and then it knife dropped all the way down. So that's why you don't do that, because you don't know where it's going to go. So follow that rule. If it breaks above or below VWAP on a call, you need to get out. If it breaks above VWAP on a put, get out. Now this, of course, we're not doing calls or puts, but we are doing basically calls, if you want to say that, on the stock we're not short in stocks. So we're basically buying a call on the stock, gambling that it's going to go up.
You're long in it.
Yeah, we're long in it. So if it goes below VWAP, you got to evaluate right away whether to get out. Don't play that. I got lucky this time. Next time I may not be as fortunate. So don't do as they say, not as I did. Kind of thing.
As Coach always says.
No.
Yeah. I was.
Is that DJ Vinny?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. That was it. I was done after I got my money back, and then it was 7:30ish or something I had done. So then I played the Qs. I actually jumped into Qs like 9:33, I think, was my first trade. I'm like, I'm gonna ride this baby down as a scout.
Baby.
But I ended up staying in. What did I make in my first one? I actually made $305 on my first put on the Qs when it dove.
305.
Yeah. On five contracts, and I pulled out of that one as soon as the EWO started giving it back up. I actually got out early. I mean, I took my profit early. I didn't give up any money. I just wanted to start to curve up. And then that was the put. And then about, 10, 15 minutes later, when it actually turned green, the green EWO started. Mm-hmm. I got in, and I think it was it wasn't the second bar because it wasn't really that much bigger. And I got in on that one. It was kind of weak. I think I only made like $45-50 on that one. And then I did another one later. I did another put. I think I only did 4 contracts on that one. That one was real weak. I only made like 6 cents a share on that one. So I think I only made like $25. It was a real weak EWO.
So basically,
I still made
$575.
So
yeah, man.
So,
woo! That's over your daily goal. We know your daily goal is 400.
Yeah, I mean, I made 22% overall on all my trades today. So that's better than a sharp stick in a die. Bank's not going to give you 22% on your money in 6 hours. So
I love how he's downplaying it. That is freaking awesome. How many people would love to make $575 in a day?
Well, I mean, I could have made a lot more. If I wouldn't have played the Qs at all and played some of the other ones, I'd have made a lot more money. My money would have probably been better spent elsewhere, but I didn't. And I'm comfortable with the Qs, so comfort has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
And I actually was going to switch to nothing. I think when that first one was over, everything started going back up and was still a little choppy. I was going to go in Apple, and you could see that wasn't going to go much anywhere at the time. But so I just said, well, you know what? I talked about doing it, and I still hadn't done it. Was just riding the one stock and riding it up, ride it down, ride it up, ride it down. Right. I mean, I did 3 trades on the Qs. I did a put, and then when the next one switched over, I rode that one up, and then when it switched over again, later, probably a half hour or so later, whenever it switched over again, I rode it back down. Now the other 2, of course, were fantastic returns, but they were still returns. So I did it. The last one I wish I hadn't got into because that was like watching paint dry. It was put. And a put was like, you know.
Right,
So I
right.
sat there. I don't know how long did I sit there for that one. I sat there. Seemed like forever. That was only a half an hour, I guess, but it seemed like hours to make $24. You know, it was like I actually got tired of sitting there and got rid of it. It didn't move any more at you after that anyway. On that EWO. So yeah, it was. I did accomplish at least one thing that I want. Well, two things is getting in earlier in the free market if the opportunity exists, and I also actually rode an EWO down, and then when it switched over, rode an EW up. So I played both sides of the fence. So that was I remembered to finally do it for once. So
right. Well, good for you. Is Mustang Chris in the chat?
He is. I was trying to chide him into coming up here. We'll see.
Mustang Chris, what is the one common denominator that existed in all of Mark's trades?
He pulled the trigger.
Thank you. Okay. Aside from all the mechanical things that he did, he did the basic thing to make a trade even work. Okay. The trigger.
Now here's what I did goofy today. I started out, as y'all know, I do spy. So was having a rough day and I walked away from it. Went to my doctor's appointment. I came back about 2:00 and I was like, So I started looking at the candles. I'm looking at the EWO and I'm like, I'm going to get me a trade before this closes, right? So I got in probably a little bit after, what was it? 1546, somewhere in there. I got in there because it just started to change colors. So I had my put in place and it started coming down and it started coming down. And I was looking for the 43s, 476.43 is what I was looking for. So I'm riding it, and it popped one green candle, and it was a strong candle to the upside. So I jumped out. I made $8.
Okay.
And I was like, why did you do that? And I looked at the EWO, and it was only halfway through the trade, and I was like, why did you do that? And then it eventually, at the close, came all the way down to 26, which I'd have made $300. So I lost $300 there.
Potential profit.
Because I pulled the trigger too early.
Oh, okay.
Chris is in the.
So I got out too soon instead of letting it run like you're supposed to let it run.
Mm-hmm.
And I cut it short and walked away with $8 when my potential was about 332, something like that.
Yeah. Oh,
and those contracts are getting cheaper.
Gone 5x before.
Yeah.
You know?
Those contracts are getting cheaper, and I don't know who sets the price on the contracts.
Chicago Board of
well, if you know this on the SPY, I know Dawn, you trade the SPY, don't you? Did you see the price of those calls? They were as low as like $14 today.
I've played them at 10.
Yeah, same day contract.
Really? That low?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah, you can get them for $10.
Yeah, I saw that one at 14. I was like, let me get my feet wet this morning.
Yeah, and the closer it gets to close, the cheaper they get, obviously, and more volatile and more dangerous it gets.
And they don't move.
And when it starts running, when you have a day when SPY's just doing that crazy put where it's just dropping or it's elevating and it's going up and up and up, it'll hit the 10. It's a delta that's a little bit out, but it'll hit the 10.
It did a lot of sideways, and then every time it tried to come back up, it got rejected. And it started to form a downward line. And then when I came back home, I was like, "Oh, it's still going down. I'm gonna try."
Yeah, when it gets long like that, I do the 10 because I can do 10 contracts of that, and then my stuff elevates by $10 a pop. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, instead of doing one for $100, the delta may be good, but I like seeing them 10s add up. So
you go from where the actual price is, you go 2 up or one up to get the cheaper contract?
Out of the money. Yeah, I usually like to stick with what coach says with one in and one out. So that's
Right.
why I'll do SPY, because it does tend to, like, if I have some extra cash and the one in is $100 or the one out is 60, I'll do one of those depending on. But on those days when I really want to do a decent amount of contracts, I'll just go further out to $20 or like 10. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
wow.
That way I can do 5 or 10 of them. You know what I mean?
And that still pays on the, what does that pay on the Greek or the, would you say the gamma?
No, it's the delta. The delta moves. Yeah, it's a little bit further out, so it takes a little bit longer to get to those for
Right.
you to see any profit. But once it gets there, and especially if it gets there and passes it, if you got a decent amount of contract, you're golden. So
Right.
then
have
the
to
cool
try
thing
that.
is, if it's really volatile and it goes up and it maybe drops right back down, if you happen to have jumped in early, it
Right.
didn't hit you anyway.
Right.
So you know what I mean? So that's another just a
I'm gonna
little
have to try that strategy.
yeah, for a little
Yeah,
smaller.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, if you want to get a decent amount of money fast, that's not the way to go, because it tends to be a little bit too far out to even get touched. But
Right.
once it gets touched, it can really work out for you.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah. Mustang Chris, what's up, brother? How are you,
Hey,
man?
John. Hi, everybody.
You didn't pull the trigger, did you?
Why do you sound like that?
Oh, you did?
Why do you sound
Well, I'm
like
not supposed
that?
to trade in the morning.
No.
I could tell by the look on your face.
Absolutely. That's in the morning when I'm not supposed to trade. That's when everything was moving. And then once it's time for me to get in, there's this meme here. I don't know. Let's see if I can put it up there where you can see it. No? Okay.
It's all white. It's all white.
One where he's just poking at something with a stick and says, "Come on, do something." Yeah. Nothing was doing any. I mean, if I was scalping shares, up, down, up, down, up, down, they're all in channels, but
yeah.
Somebody said it during the Zoom. The hope is not a strategy.
Correct.
So I'm not buying any options because of the gamma. If it pulls, which it probably won't, but if it does, I'm screwed. It's sitting above the 200, or Apple's above the 200 and underneath VWAP in a tight channel. When I finally called out on that pop at what, 1204, 1205. I said, all right, Apple's trying to do something now. It's not time yet, but it's trying to set itself up for something. And then we started all looking at what Bruno was doing with AMD, and I looked away from Apple, and then Apple made the move down after it broke 200.
Wow.
And then after half an hour, it was down 11 cents.
Okay.
So I'm 11 cents in a half an hour.
Now you heard my story, Chris, right? You heard what I did today, right? I pulled the trigger too early.
Okay.
Instead of letting it run like I should have let it run.
Okay.
So if you were in a trade like that, if you ever decide to pull the trigger, let it run.
You had me at pull the trigger.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Right.
If what my brain says is the buy-in point, I buy in. A half an hour later, I'm up $12.
Okay.
$12 and a half an hour of me sitting there sweating.
How many contracts? Was that contracts or shares?
If I did contracts.
No, if it was contracts, you'd be more than that.
I started looking at it and I'm like, man, if I was just doing shares, that would have been so much easier. Like TJ was talking about, if I just hit sell, it shorts it. And then there's no gamma, no theta, no nothing. I'm looking at it. It's not going anywhere else but what I see.
Right.
Interesting.
And then, so I'm waiting for AMD to pop. because I'm saying when it gets here, it's going to have a little thing and drag the cloud up some more. And it does. I'm like secretly like, haha, I'm so good at this, but I still can't click the button. Put myself right again. And that's when Apple made the rest of its move down and then up. And then somebody started talking about Tesla. So I popped over there for a second and I'm like, why did nobody tell me that today Tesla was the move again?
Yeah.
It came down $10.
Would you have gotten in it?
Yes.
No.
I don't know that I believe that.
Do you have stocks to watch on your screen?
What's that?
Do you have a set of stocks that you watch on your screen?
Yeah, I got the whole pre-market trading idea list, and then I got a couple of different watch lists.
Pick
Stuff.
five.
Some smaller ones. I got a hot stock list that I add to in the morning, and then
Chris, pick five.
You know what? You know what
Pick
the term
five.
for you
And
is?
stick
I
with
was just
five.
looking at two today. That's it. Just Apple and just AMD. I can't trade in the morning, and then once it's time for me to do
Chris, you know what you are? You're a stock teaser.
Stock teaser.
a stock tease.
Stock teaser.
Keep her off of it. It sounds way better. I'm a stock tease.
You know what it is? Apple has days that it runs like crazy.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't that day. That's
it's awesome in the morning when it does it.
Yeah,
and then it kind of rides out for a while, and then it comes down at the end of the day.
Yeah.
How many contracts you usually trade, Chris, on average? What's your average size
It
trade?
depends on what stock it is.
Let's say Apple.
When I was all gung ho, I would do 20 on Tesla.
Ooh.
50 on Apple, and then in the morning pop when it's running, I'd be in it for like candles and like I'm done for the day. I'm out of here.
Chris, a baller here. 20 contracts on.
Yeah, right.
What have you done recently?
The contract's for like $5, so that's 10 grand for 20.
Oh, $5. Oh, you're doing the out of the money stuff.
No, well, at that time, at that price range that it was in at that time, about $5 was one in the money. Click, it's running. It's mid candle, so it's not gonna stop and do something dumb. I'll be in it for one or two. It starts consolidating, and I'm out, which Coach doesn't want us to do. He wants us to get used to sitting in it, but I'm like, I just made $1,800 in 10 minutes, and I'm gonna go work on my deck. I feel awesome. Good thing.
Nothing wrong with that.
If you'd have got in at the 1230 EWO on the put and rode that just for that one little EWO, you would have easily made 9 to 10 cents a share on your options.
On which
on
stuff?
Apple. Even though Apple was kind of crappy. It only moved like 9 to 10 cents in that range. I'm going to say 9 just to give you the benefit of whenever you pull out.
What time?
But you could have got in at, you could say 1230, 1232.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that's the one where I switched over and was looking at AMD with Bruno.
Okay. Yeah, so that was one good little.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't have made a pile of money, but you would have made money.
Oh no, I would have made enough that it would have made me feel like that wasn't even worth it.
It sounds
like $1,800 today.
It sounds like you have the account size and the skill to scalp. Why are you torturing yourself in a 2-minute EWO?
Filter.
Hello.
He's thinking. I think you just broke his brain.
That's not for everybody. That's for people who don't know how to scalp. It sounds like you know how to scalp. $1,800 in 10 minutes. That's a scalp. So people who don't really have the account size to make that much money that quickly have to sit in a 2-minute EWO because they're trying to build. But if you have that kind of account size and you have the skill to get in and out that quickly, you are really. Why do you think Coach doesn't do it? He preaches EWO, but does he do it? No.
You don't have time.
That's right. He's got the account size, and he does not have the patience to sit in it that long. That doesn't mean it's not a good strategy for other people.
Also,
I don't think it's for you.
I want to be in it for 2 or 3 candles, and that's it. Now I know that the 2-minute EWO is better. if you have the
Why?
stomach
Why?
to work through the beginning of it
But for
and
what?
then just ride it to heaven.
Well, the 2-minute EWO, when you learn to sit in it, it's an account changer.
Oh yeah.
That's what'll change
It's a
your
life
account. I
changer.
mean, that's how Jimmy made.
Yes.
That's how Brady made his
I was
money.
here
That's
for all of that.
You know, so the 2-minute EWO is great. Just to once you're in it, just to give you that conviction to stay in it, if you want to be in it, right?
But
So
it's
then
driving him crazy.
well,
A
then
little bit.
You know, it's
Like,
it's
like,
it
little bit.
depends on
when
the
it
kind of
started
trader
coming
you
up,
are too.
and coach said, wait till
Yeah.
it gets above VWAP.
Yeah.
I was,
Yeah.
the tornado of information was there. I know, okay, it's going to do this, and then it's going to do that, and then it's going to go nowhere.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll get like 15 cents out of it, maybe. And that's exactly what happened. And then it came right back below VWAP. So I was like,
yeah, go make your 1,800 and then go play with
why
your
am I
dad.
looking at? Well, to do 1,800 on that, I'd have to buy 100 contract Apple and ride it up for one candle and be out.
And if that's more you, do you, dude. Do
Wish
you.
I had that problem.
You know, do
You
you.
want
I don't
none
have
of
the
my
account size
problems.
to be able to do stuff like that.
You
That's
want
why I
none
had
of
to
my
sit in
problems.
AWL.
I guarantee it.
we got our own
Well, if nothing
problems.
else, you're entertaining.
Definitely. Speaking of which, speaking of
1,800 an hour. That's a bitch.
That was 3 candles, man.
that's awesome. Speaking of entertainment, check this out. Hallelujah! She got a tip. Thank you, Special K. Woo! Special K heard the cry. What's up, baby girl? Thank you. All right, let's take a look. Who else has joined since Chris has come up here and talked to us about his craziness in the trade business? Steve Kean, welcome.
I have to get into the trade to be in the trade business.
You will. Girl Trader says, I'm over on Twitch. Pretty lonely over there. LOL. 3 users there. Girl Trader, is that Angel?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Hey,
DB.
DB8 girl, that's Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, Angel? Welcome. Shout out to everybody over on Twitch. Shout out if you are watching us over on LinkedIn. Shout out to you if you are watching us over on Facebook. Shout out if you are watching us on Twitter. Welcome. All right. And I think that pretty much covers it. And of course, we've got our YouTube here. Listen, she pointed out to me earlier that I don't really give you guys love, and I'm sorry about that, but it's only because Restream only shows me YouTube chat. If I knew you, I'd say hi to you. So instead, I will just say hi to the platform. So hi, Twitch and LinkedIn and all you guys. Mark McSee has provided me with a link to something that might help with that soon. So we'll keep you posted on that. We might be able to call some names out. But in the meantime, welcome, Girl Trader. Dom the Trade Gremlin. Welcome. What is that? Dom Deep Voice Dom? Amy, welcome. Miranda's down there. JP Pierce is down there. Who else has come into the group since? We got KEKTM. Welcome. Bucket's still down there. Yes, he did. What's up, Kyle J? Hey, KTKTM. What kind of day did you have? What did you had a good day? Boris, what's up? Boris said, guys need to consider time decay. Okay. Even if you got in with a good 2-minute EWO price. Right? Well, okay. Yeah, but you know what? That's not a factor when coach is talking about it. I get it. but the 2-minute Evo is designed for you to be able to sit in it until it at least changes color or gives you a reason. You don't really worry about sound decay. What in the hell are you laughing at?
You got a new
Look at
friend,
Mark's
Mark?
screen.
Mark's got a new friend.
I love you, Mark.
Love you too, Chris, buddy.
Oh, shit.
He's got-
What makes you think that's about you, Chris? It ain't all about you.
Look like him, doesn't he? I said that. Look at that.
Kind of.
Courage, Chris. Courage.
Oh,
Get that courage up in there, bruh.
Courage the Cowardly Lion.
Oh wow. I'll tell you what, Mark. You have outdone yourself.
Speaking of profits and losses,
Speaking of profits and losses, Nate.
Oh man,
The money man.
is
oh
Nate?
wait, Nate's here. Nate's here first.
You there,
We'll let
Nate?
Nate talk. Let's hear about Nate's profits and losses.
Nate.
Man, my phone is raggedy. I can't hardly get this. I don't know.
Well, if it wasn't made in 1982, it would probably work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just popped in to say hello. I see y'all in the morning.
Ah, all
Hi,
right.
Nate.
What's up, Nate?
Yeah. See y'all
Nate,
in the
thanks for
morning. That's all
popping in.
I can tell you.
Keep an eye on that NVFY, Nate.
I'll be there in the morning.
NV who?
NVFY.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna trade in the aftermarket?
Already made some money while we're.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not.
yeah.
That was a fluke yesterday. That I didn't intend to trade
Yeah.
yesterday in the aftermarket. Yeah, so that was a fluke.
Yep.
So I'll let you tell them about that, Dawn. I'm gonna get off. All right.
Tell them about yesterday.
Yeah, you can tell them about yesterday.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right. All right.
Okay,
And
so
on
the
that
funny
note, I
part
gotta
is-
run as well.
You gotta
I
go
just-
too, Zen.
I gotta go. It's my time. I gotta go inside and check on the family. As a matter of fact, my wife's already calling me.
Oh my goodness. We don't want you sleeping on the couch. Go check
No,
on
not today. It's cold.
the Thanks for coming in and
All
hanging
right,
out.
guys. It was great to see you guys. Take
You
it
too,
easy.
honey. You
All
too.
right.
So the funny part is yesterday, for those of you guys down in the chat, we remember, for those of you that were here yesterday, you remember us towards the end and us discussing Nate and the fact that Nate did not trade aftermarket. I think Ted was in here and we were all saying, did Nate, who called that out yesterday? One of you guys called that out. Did we figure out who that was that called out SING?
Yeah, I said it in the. Remember this
Yeah, you
morning? I
did.
looked it up. I forget who now.
Okay. But thank you for that call out. He's looking it up.
No, not now. You got to scan through the YouTube. I can look
So-
it up. Give me a. Go ahead.
So we were like, yeah, no, Nate doesn't trade in the after hours, right? So we get off yesterday, and about a half an hour later, I get this call saying, guess what I just did? I'm like, what? I just made $1,200 in 2 minutes. I'm like, you did what? I thought you didn't trade in the aftermarket. He said, I got in CING. Listen, apparently someone stopped by his office and he decided to show them how to trade because this person is a Forex person. And, all the hoopla around Nate and the L2, he decided to check Nate out. And Nate showed him how he does what he does. And in 2 minutes, he was able to snatch $1,200 out of the market. And then rode home from the office and about a half hour later, snatched $300 more out. Meanwhile, I jumped in it and lost $6. Go figure.
I remember talking about that yesterday.
Don't you?
He doesn't trade in the aftermarket. And I looked at it. I was like, he might for this one. This one.
Yeah.
I think we sent the waves to him, man. I really do. I think Nate, get in sing. I think we did something because he picked up that vibe and ran with it. And the funny thing is, he actually was at a loss yesterday. Remember that, Mark?
Yeah.
He left left early and went to go sit in the park and hang out because he had a red day. So that pulled him out of the red day. So I'm happy for him. You know what I mean?
I believe it was Jason T, also known as J Willie T, was I believe the one who called that out yesterday. Looking through the chat in yesterday's
Shout out to
Aftermarket
Jay
show.
Willie T. I thought it was you, Boris. I said it's Boris.
Well,
Boris
it
is
may
also-
have been, but that's the first name I see right here. I may have missed it somewhere. I'm just scanning through it. But anyway. Yep.
Boris, didn't you shout out what was it? BT?
BETS.
Okay.
Bets.
We've had some
Yep.
good call outs from Boris. So shout out to you, Boris, down there in the chat. We appreciate you. Man.
Speaking of profits and losses.
Yes. Do you have them?
I might. Would you like
I
to hear
didn't trade
some?
today. I would. How about you guys?
Well, I don't care if they don't want to hear. They just have to tune me out, which I'm sure they do already anyway. All right, here we go. Here's some of the profits and losses in our Discord that we post. The members post in there. We encourage people to post their winnings and also their losses because you can learn from both. Let's see. Apparently, I was the first person to post this morning at 4:12 a.m. Made 16% in 3.5 minutes on NCNC.
Mm-hmm.
Shaggy made $319.
Shout out to Lee.
Then I got into Sing for 11%. Nate, $2,000 profit first thing this morning.
Nice.
819. Nate had made $2,000. Odiano, with his small count, he was up 1.14% on his total account on NVFY. His daily goal is to try to reach 1% gain on his account, and he hit 1.4. Then he traded. He traded it again. He actually increased his total account by 4.5%. That's outstanding.
Nice.
Good
It's
deal,
not the dollar amount. Not the dollar amount that increases your account. It's a percentage gain. It all adds up.
Shout out to
Tyler
JP Pierce.
Tyler paper traded, gained 16% on his trades while he's training. LD $371 on shares of and covered calls. G Bloomer 9.39% profit for the day. He made $728 on AMD, $356 on Nvidia, and $36 on Tesla. So he played a lot of different ones.
All right.
And then like I said earlier, I made money on five puts, 5 calls, and 4 puts in the Qs today. Made 22% overall on those trades. Up and down. He had a good day. Not trying to be greedy, didn't overtrade. 33.09 on this paper trading.
All right.
So, now, when we say paper trading, we encourage all our members that are starting out. There's a simulation that you can do in Webull and most all brokers that you can actually do live trades with fake money. It's a simulated, so you can get the mechanics down and learn how things to go. And we also encourage them to trade in the size that they would if it was really their real money, because it'll give you. You can put, you could trade $1 million if you wanted to, but what's the point of that? That's not showing you. So we encourage people to do that, even though it's simulated. Still trade it like it's really your money. He did well. Paper traded. Paula paper traded with Soxel. Bought options. Did 1 call track with Soxel. Made 0.08%. Patience for pennies. Like 2% account gain. 2 days in a row.
All right.
Then broke even today. Gave into FOMO. Fear of missing out, and she ended up trading poorly. No FOMO. That'll ruin you. Carlos the trader. $18 on, doesn't say. Noonie. One and only Noonie. $603. Josh Lee. 10% by following coach's rules.
All right, you guys.
Arler traded Neo. Got run over by, is that Valentino? No, that's not Valentino.
It's Ariel.
Is it?
Yeah.
That ain't Ariel. Is it?
Yeah.
I guess it is. Okay, Ariel. Traded Neo. You lost $16. However, you got into trading NBFY, 470 shares, made $172. Phil
Nice.
just started paper trading today. He did very well on the ones he's showing there, making 6,000, 5,000, 3,000 on his paper trades. Bucket, our one and only lovable Bucket. Who doesn't love Bucket?
I love Bucket.
Hey, go Buckeyes tomorrow night. I won't be here tomorrow night, by the way, because I'm having a family get together. We're going to be sitting in front of the TV, eating snacks, watching football.
Nice.
All right, that's fun.
Anyway, Bucket 500 on cash secured puts, 4,000 on a stock trade, SIDU. That thing took off, went to the moon today, and Bucket saw the opportunity, and you know what he did, Chris? He went like
Sell
that.
for Bucket.
He went like that, Chris. He went like that.
Yeah.
I use my right index finger. He jumped in on that puppy and he made $4,000.
He
Scared
sure
money
did.
don't make money, does it, Bucket?
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
That's right.
All right.
Scared money don't make no money.
I'm sure glad Chris is here. So he takes all the pressure off of me getting picked on. So
You're welcome.
so anyway, that's some of the profits and losses that people have posted. There was some people lost money. A lot more people made money. Not everybody posts, and we try to encourage people to do that. So good job, everybody.
I like that you read the percentages and stuck with that. JP, I got a new nickname for you, buddy. Just the percentages, please. JP, just percentages, right? That's all he wants. He doesn't want to
I
hear
agree
about
with
the dollars.
I actually agree with JP because it's the dollars don't matter. Dollars are all account size related. You know, Chris has a
Yes.
larger account than I do, but if we both trade the same stock and get in it, well, if we could get in
Yes.
at the same time together and we could exit at the same time, we would make the same percentage profit. It's just
Exactly.
if he has a larger account, he's going to make more dollars.
Yes.
If I use it.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I don't have to
percentages
obey.
is I think I agree with JP is a better reflection
Better
on how you
indicator.
did on your money.
That's it.
Because it's not really fair for me to compare my account to Chris's account.
Right.
You know, we have totally different money. So
Yeah.
and it does sound nice to say I made $8,000 today. I mean, that is exciting, and
That's
it is
awesome.
exciting to hear those things. You know,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
just exciting to hear somebody said they made $8 because their account's that much less.
Hey, Mark,
So
you bring up a good point. You bring up a good point because for smaller accounts, it's very disheartening to constantly hear people who are making thousands of dollars when you have no shot in hell at making that, at least not right off the top. So it
Right.
keeps them from trying to overtrade, trying to get to that level with a little bit of money. If they hear percentages and start shooting for percentages, then they have a more, they feel better about what they're doing. You know, instead of like they're spinning their wheels. I'm never going to make that kind of money. If we stick to the percentages, yeah, you can make that kind of money. All you got to do is increase your position size once you get used to making good trades. So stick to percentages.
If I make 20% on a trade, not on my account, if I make 20% on a trade, I am ecstatic. I think that's a doggone good return. And that's easily obtainable most days. You know, well, I averaged 22% after I figured it out today. I mean, yeah, some I only made 5%, the other ones I made, so it evened out today. But it's not unreasonable to expect a 20% return trading contracts at least. Even more so. I mean, you get like today. Look at them runners we had. It was pretty exciting in the free market. We had 3 or 4 good runners today. People made a lot. So yeah. So 5% is a great return on your money. The banks, the banks aren't going to give you 5% of your money in one day.
That's right.
1 hour.
He gave me 7% a year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A year.
If you do, what is it? If you do 1 point something percent, if it's under 2% every day, you will 10x your account in under a year.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I
So
say
all
10x.
you-
That doesn't mean 10 times I'm going to be a millionaire. It means whatever you go. If your account's 100, you can 10x your account, take your 100 up to 1,000 in what is it, 9 months or something? We did the math on that once, 9 or 10 months. So it's a little base hits.
They add up, guys. Just like the little base hits can dwindle your account, the base hits can also build your account. So
It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's a
that's
it's a get broke quick scheme, but it ain't a get rich quick scheme.
You're wrong, yeah.
That's
You can
good.
get broke in a hurry. You're not going to become a millionaire in a hurry, but you can lose everything in a hurry. So Little by
Absolutely.
little, following the coach's rules, being smart about what you're doing, and getting out when it gets a VWAP.
That's right, Mark.
Mark.
All right, let's take a look at Carter's video today. EWO trading analysis. Shout out to Carter. Carter spends a lot of time editing these videos, folks. So make sure you get over there and you put a like on him and a comment and let him know you appreciate the hard work that he's putting out. Shout out to you, Carter.
Wow, JP. Nice.
What'd he do?
He just posted 100 to 300%.
Woo! Good job, JP.
Nice.
Wow.
BT, 1,300%. Good God Almighty. He said, Coach pointed to Tesla, CY or CVNA, and NVIDIA. 1 to 300%. Wow. Nice job, buddy. Nice job. Way to go. Let's see what Carter's got on tap for us, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, right here, you guys are in a good place because if this changes colors, which it just did, and it stays below VWAP, I'm out. I don't need to wait 25 to 40%. Yeah, you could
Wait a
be down
minute.
2%.
We
Wait a
saw
minute.
this one. What?
What did he just? No, back that up. What did he just say about VWAP? What a smack in the face for me.
Below
Back
VWAP.
that up.
I'm out. I don't. You guys are in a good place because if this changes colors, which it just did, and it stays below VWAP, I'm out. And it stays below VWAP, I'm out. And it stays below VWAP,
VWAP.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I don't need to wait 25 to 40%. Yeah, you could be down 2%. If that holds below VWAP
You like that mixing job?
Yeah, that was cool.
and I got in anywhere, I'm out. Below VWAP signifies what, everyone?
I'm out.
Weakness.
Get out!
Out.
Wait, what is the odds of that video being played today, Mark? That was just for you.
Yes, it was. Well,
Weakness.
yeah, it's not like I didn't know better, but
Yes, we know.
knowing better doesn't equal.
I didn't plan it,
action.
by the way.
Yes,
Going to the downside.
that's right. Weakness, so that is bearish to the downside, right? Why would I wait if everything says, why are you in this, right? Now, that does not mean this is not get out. There is a difference. When a candle pokes through, right now this is a little bit more definitive, but when a candle just breaks through, I don't do it. But if we get a
That's where I am. When it starts doing this stuff here, that's when you get your ass out. But if it just pokes through, guys, that's a sign of a reversal. So usually when it pokes through any one of those indicators, not just VWAP, it could be the MA200. Usually when it pokes through and you don't see a confirmation candle, look for it to go back the other way most times.
confirmation, which is the second candle, I'm out. I don't need to wait. Right here, see ya.
You did that just to rub that in my face, didn't you, Don? I know.
No.
But
Why
you
would I
hear this
do
every video. It's almost alludes to it. You know, that's how important it is. Coach has said many times, you could throw every indicator out there is in the book. Just give them VWAP.
Yep.
If you only had to have one, VWAP would be it. Eddie's even proven you don't need that. If you do the 2-minute DWO, you can technically trade without any of them. Just follow
That's true.
the bars in the wave indicator. So
That is very true. Did we do this one? I don't know if we did this one. Candle trade. We probably did, but oh well. Repetition is the mother of retention, right? Shout out to DT, the female trucker.
man,
So on this move, we don't touch any of these. None of those are a bullish move, right? Because you said you went long, right?
No, I don't remember this
Yeah.
one.
But this one was. As soon as this candle, oh, damn it, hold on. As soon as this candle happened and it broke above the previous and you had this engulfing candle, this right here is your entry. See it?
Yep.
That's your entry. Nowhere else, not a single spot before it, not a single spot after it. That's the move.
Gotcha.
And that's off of a 2 minute, but you should have been in here on a 1 minute because look at the difference of a 1 minute. Look at this. You see these candles? So this 1 minute right here would have definitely been like, hey, a lot of caution going on, right? By the way, this candle was your reversal candle. You see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody see that inverted hammer? That's your reversal candle, by the way. See it?
Yep.
Then it led to these right here, these soldiers to the.
Look, an inverted candle right down there. If it appears at the bottom of a downtrend, that's an inverted hammer. If you see the same candle, but it's at the top of an uptrend, that's a shooting star, right? So it's where it appears in the pattern that lets you know what it is. If it's down at the bottom of this, if the body was at the top, that would be a hammer, but it's at the bottom, so it's an inverted hammer, meaning chances are it's going to go back up, and that's what it did.
The upside. And then, of course, then to start paying attention to VWAP. So my stop at this point is always going to be right a penny or, close to under VWAP, right? Let's say you bought in here and you bought a call and you had a stop. Yes? Just like you did?
Yeah.
The problem is institutional sellers can come in and make this candle lose about $2 in under 10 seconds. The problem is your stop does not get triggered and you will lose 70 to 80% of your entire amount of your contracts in under 10 seconds on that stop.
That was $1,000 for both contracts. So,
yeah, so you could have lost up to $800 immediately because that's what these candles, these big red, this is off the 1 minute. This one and this one, these are called the Widowmakers, right?
Okay.
It would not have triggered your stop. Ask Mark.
Oh, yeah.
It would have crushed you completely. And you'd have been like, oh, that's got to be the bottom. Boom, there goes another one. That's it. Your whole account's gone. So again, this one now this is a perfect example, and we talked about this. Well, we do this every day. This right here, if you got in on this put around VWAP, you need to be virtually slapped. Do you see it? The overall trend is to the upside. You are at VWAP, which is also another no-go zone. If you tried to buy this, Coach, you said that every 2 minutes, there's no reason to do that.
I'm scared for the beat, though.
Hello.
What happened there?
Oh, his family came in. Sound like a grandchild there, maybe. Little ones, little people. Oh, look, they'll go right with the lion here. Let's get the what are they called? Wizard of Oz.
Right, the Wizard of Oz theme.
The little people. What are they called? The little people.
What the
Lollipop Guild.
Yeah, them ones. What are they?
No, I just started thinking
it.
Oompa Loompas.
No, that's Willy Wonka.
Right.
What did they call them? Did they
Oh my
actually
God,
have
what
a
did
name?
they call them?
It was the Lollipop Guild.
Nah. Well,
yeah.
They did sing the Lollipop.
Munchkins. Munchkins.
Munchkin Land.
Danny Hawk. Good win. Munchkins.
Yep.
They had a name.
Shout out to
Hey,
Bubbles. Bubbles said,
what's
by
up
the
with
way,
your Munchkins there, Victoriano?
Oh, that's my little nephew's getting me some
They
gifts.
would have went well with the Coward of the Lion picture here. Munchkins.
Yeah, I mean, they're beautiful. My nephews. By the way, I want to share something before I ramble away.
Okay.
Today, I heard Neo is coming out with a phone.
Thanks, Danny Hobbs.
Not
Go
only,
ahead, baby.
NIO is not an automobile company. It's just similar to Tesla technology, but in essence, they're not. Their long vision is not to sell cars because their projection is that by 2035, NIO is no longer going to exist because their focus is to change the whole charging and battery on every EV to be more efficient with all types of resources. Um, Anyhow, they want to adapt their partnership already with Firefly. I think it's the automobile electric company in Europe that they're gonna adapt the NEO technology for charging to their vehicles so they can use their stations. So they're gonna create their own environment.
Mm-hmm.
Bubbles.
I know. I'm looking at her.
That's just going to be more revenue for the company.
Yep.
NEO.
Yep.
Anyway,
That is
Multiple
awesome.
revenue streams.
correct.
That's how you're making your
Just want to
money.
share that.
That is awesome. That's a good point because everybody always looks at Tesla as an automobile company, and Ted always points out that it's not. You know, they're
Right.
in
Data
it
company.
for absolutely,
Computer
which is
with
why he
wheels.
bought Twitter.
And they create their own chip for the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Bubbles, what are you down there doing? Danny Hobbs, welcome. She said whoever said keister made her spit her coffee out earlier. Let's go, Christina. Christina's down in the chat. Up, I see her. What's
It was
up?
it was kind of funny. We was all wound up and just acting goofy in the pre-market this morning, and it was getting a
Wait
little
a minute,
wild.
hold
And
on.
then,
Does diarrhea sound familiar?
well, whatever, Yeah, it was going to different tangents that had nothing to do with anything. But anyway, I think we're all
It was
the
funny.
regular market comes on, and we're all wore out.
Going on with
And it's
different tangents.
really quiet in the main Zoom call when the market opens at 9:30, and there's people are calling out things, but then what was it 10:30? Coach comes on there. Nobody was talking. It was really quiet. Everybody was watching their trades, and it was. I mean, the market was kind of heavy at the moment. Whenever Coach come on and stuff started to move, he's like, "Hello, anybody here?" Because nobody was talking. It's the extreme opposite. Well, we didn't even know who it was at first. Like, what the hell is going on? We didn't even know who it was at first because he's under the weather, so it affected his voice. But yeah, it was that was a rarity actually that we was that quiet and at any given moment in the 14 hours a day that we're in a group
usually
together.
going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christina
just
says
kinda
she's
funny.
coming up in a minute. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Time for me to exit.
Uh-oh. Kyle J, we always see you down in the chat. Why don't you come on up here and hang out for a few minutes? We're not going to be here that much longer. Bubbles, what's going on, honey? Why don't you come on up here, making everybody laugh in the chat? Get your buns up here, Bubbles.
She said she was trading in her jammies all day.
Must be nice. How's that leg doing?
I was the same way. I was in my sweats till 3 o'clock. So I said, "Hey, we better go over town and get some groceries and grub." I went and jumped in the shower and put some clothes on. My wife gets so mad. She's like, "Dress for success." I'm like, "Be quiet. I'm comfortable."
I got my favorite jammies, my favorite hoodie on. I like throw this thing in the wash like every night. It's so soft now from constantly being washed. And my little camo jammies. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'm living in the basement like a troll trading stocks. What do I care what I look like?
This is my comfort blanket right here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love flannel stuff. It's just comfortable.
It's awesome. It's amazing. Oh, man. I tell you what. I liked it when Nana came through last week and talked about mindset because, it's funny, Chris, that we're teasing you about the whole trading thing and, your mindset. But when you really stop and think about it, that's what it's all about, getting in the right frame of mind. And in a way, I don't blame you because if you're not in the right headspace, you're doing the right thing. If you're hesitant, you're doing the right thing by not getting in the trade at all. Better to stay away from it and watch from afar and try to paper trade it in your mind until you're absolutely 100% ready to get in.
There's a lot going on up here.
Yes.
And that's part of the problem. I
Yes.
said yesterday the tornado of information. But
Yeah.
there were times on the wins that I had where it all just shut off.
Yes.
And there was silence up here. And I looked at it and I was like, now. And I clicked the button. And I made a bunch of money every time that happened.
Yep.
But now it's not happening. Like the tornado just keeps spinning.
Yeah. And it's best not to trade when
Yes.
you can't focus like that. You are ultimately doing the right thing.
I'm accidentally doing the right thing. But
Yeah,
I
and you don't want to accidentally do it. You want to be able to go in on purpose and know what you're doing.
I know that I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But there's something that needs to click for me to get in, and that isn't happening right now. And probably some of it is fear because I had a bunch of wins and then a couple losses. And I want to know that I know what I'm doing so that the losses are either minimized or
minimized.
not. Like, I'm okay with losing $8. Okay. I'd
Yeah.
rather have the zero we talked about yesterday.
Well,
I'm
that
okay
ain't going to
with losing
happen.
$8.
Yeah, you're going to have losses.
If my wins are big and my losses are small, that's fine. But because of the way that I am, I don't want to lose. I want to know that now is the time to get in and do that.
Yeah, but that's not guaranteed though.
Well, here's another way of looking at it, Chris. You're losing every day by not trading. You're not putting your money to work for you.
I know.
As long as you could trade wisely.
Yeah.
Don't trade
Do
for
it
the
the other
sake
way,
of trading.
Chris. Do it the other way. It's more realistic if you do it the other way. Go in expecting to lose a set amount of money that you have designated. And once you get that out of your
that will never happen.
That's going to hurt.
If I'm expecting to lose, I would never get in. Because however this thing works up here, if I go into it knowing I'm going to lose, I'm not getting in.
See, then
it's more
that's
about
a problem,
accepting.
dude.
It's more about accepting the fact that you could lose, not that you will lose.
I could.
Probably be another. Would be another way.
The other day that David said, I go in already thinking that I've lost this amount of money. And then from there I go. But what it does is it actually, now your brain may be wired differently than David's, obviously. Very wired differently. But with David, he says, okay, I set my stop loss in my mind, and then I go in, okay, this is the amount that I'm set to lose. When he goes into the trade, it's not that he just knows that that's going to happen. But David has enough confidence to know that if he does the right things, chances are he's going to win in that trade. But just in case something happens, he's got his mind set that this is the amount that I'm okay with losing. And in my mind, I've already lost it. So let's move on. Let's see what we can get off of this trade. You know, not that he's going to lose, but he sets his mind to be okay if that amount happens. That way, he knows that he's okay from there. He doesn't have to deal with the shock of, oh my God, I lost. If he goes in tricking his brain, and I say tricking because that's what you have to do. That's why this shit's hard. Okay? You got to trick your mind into okay, I've lost that amount of money. Let's move forward now. Let's see what else we can get off this trade. And if that doesn't happen, then great. But if it does, then there's no shell shock. You've already expected to lose that. That's what you're doing.
Can I give you an example of how my brain works?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, when David says go in small, you know, have all your stops set, have everything ready to go. Go in small, and when you see it start to go your way, you can add in. My brain says, well, then why would I get in at all until I see it's going my way? Because if I get in, let's say I buy 2 contracts, and it's going and going and going, and then it starts going my way, add the other 8, why wouldn't I just do all 10 when I see that it's going my way?
Because you're already in it. And
right.
It also
I mean, that's what my brain does.
Yeah.
That's what my brain does. So,
well, see, it's called
retrain
your brain.
2 and it goes against me, I lost.
But it's called retrain your brain. It's possible to do that, you know.
Yeah, with electrodes.
Yeah, I've never I can't recall
Electro-
ever adding to my position once I got in.
I did. Remember
I don't
that
know if I
$10
have.
straddle?
Usually
Yeah,
I'll just,
once it went
whatever
the
I go
right
in
way,
with, I go in
I
and
added in.
I'm all. I've just now recently got better shaving some off, but that was a battle for me, remembering to shave, some off to take profits. But yeah, I don't think I've ever added. I may have and don't remember, but it's not a habit. Let's put it that way. I'm in at the beginning of the trade. I'm all in. All money's
Yeah,
on the
he
table.
does that. He does that just in case. In a way, it's kind of doing what you're doing, Chris. He's going in with caution. I'm not going in full kit and caboodle until I know Apple is acting the way I want it to act this morning. Then I can go ahead and add in. In a way, it's showing caution. It's throwing caution to the wind, like what you're doing. It's like, well, wait a minute. I'm going to just wait until it does what I needed to do. Well, by that time, think about the way, if you're dead set on doing a 2-minute EWO, think about the way the EWO works. You have to get in on a particular candle. If you keep waiting and waiting and waiting, then you're scalping. Then you're running the risk of a pullback happening and taking you in the negative. Okay? So if you get in properly, which is, this is my candle, it's where I'm supposed to get in, but I want to make sure that Apple's doing what it needs to do. So I'm only going to stick a Danny DeVito in there in the proper entry. See, remember, entry is key with the EWO. And if you're using the entry properly, if you add in once it picks, hey, okay, yeah, up. Okay, yeah, we're doing it. Yeah, it's time to add in now, baby. You're going in one direction. You're not doing all that choppy bullshit. Yeah, let me go ahead and add in because you're doing what you need to do. And at that point, you've already gotten in at the right entry. So if it pulls back, guess what's not going to happen? You're not going to go in the negative. That's why he does it like that. Entry is key. So if he's going to get in, he's going to get in small, make sure it continues out right, and then add in instead of waiting for it to be. Suppose that never happens, or suppose it does, and you've missed the opportunity to get in at the proper spot. You see?
The proper spot.
Yes.
Was
less stress.
Was at 9:30.
Well, tomorrow jump in at 9:30, 9:32.
There you go. With a small position.
And go with
jump in and jump out. Jump in.
Well,
jump
if everybody's telling me not to trade in the morning, and then it's only really doing anything good in the morning, and then gets weird.
That's another reason to go in small.
I'm just sitting
for volatility. That's for volatility's sake.
That's another reason to go in small.
New coach advises new traders not to trade in the first half hour to hour.
Right.
Yeah, he's not a new trader.
You're not a new trader, so
yeah.
We were just trying to get you into the game and
a while back.
Yeah.
Like,
we're trying to get you into the game with less volatile time.
What is new? What is new? Like, I have all my mechanics come down. I know exactly where the candle's going to go when it starts forming, in relation to where it lines up during the end of the last candle, whether it came down and pulled back up, and then if it starts, like if we're in a downtrend, and the next candle starts above where the last one ended, and there was a big pullback on it, it's going up.
Okay, so I give you a clue. New people don't know any of that shit.
And if there's a gap, to the next candle, like from end to finish, it's going to pull back to where the last one was and then go the other way. Just all little stuff like that. Like, I'm reading it as it's going. I've got all my mechanics down. What's maybe the last step is actually clicking the button, and then you're not new anymore.
Like, right. You're not new, Chris. You're not
paper trade, I'm a rock star. I'm doing this and that. All my trades are good, and then real money comes in, and I'm like,
Bucket's in the back room, Don.
Bucket says he has an idea for me.
Okay, let's hear it. Chris. Let's hear it, Bucket.
Oh, there he is.
What you got for us? What you got for us, baby?
Okay, so I've been listening the last couple of days, so let me just confirm. Chris, you had stipulated a day or two that you may have a little bit more liquidity than some others, right?
A little bit.
Okay, more than what I'm gathering, fear of the red is one of the biggest issues. So, not that everybody wants to hear this, But what I can offer you is a solution that allows you to examine, and if it goes red, still have support. There's two different ways. One, look at call options or put options farther out. That will take away the necessity that you have to make the cash now, so that if it turns against you, you still have either time in the day, or you have time in the week or the other week for that to go green. And as soon as it goes green the way you want, you get out. What that does, with these options that expire every Friday, we get that fear that we're going to be at a deadline quicker than we need to. So maybe looking at more of a swing trade on some options would be an idea. But I have a very similar situation as you do, and what I have found that's helped me with my day trading is doing cash secured puts and covered calls. And let me explain why. I don't want to get into it. Everybody doesn't want to hear it. But in a cash secured put, to be perfectly honest, you need so many things to go wrong for you that you either get the premium, which is the cash, or you get the shares, and then you can start the second part of the wheel strategy.
Right.
So what that actually means is even though you got your money up front, you can cash out of it if it gets 80 to 90%, and then you can go write another one. Or if you get these shares at a price that you are happy with, you start writing covered calls on them and again gain more cash until you either sell the shares or not. And that gives you leverage from a viewpoint of is you're not losing money, because the first thing that happens in this situation, Chris, is they give you the money. You say, thank you very much, here's your money. Then all you do is watch it. And I'll give you an example. The video yesterday about a cash secured put when it was at the bottom, right? And yeah, it could have gone down farther, but I knew that if it went way down, I'd get NVIDIA at such a discounted price that I'm pretty confident I can run NVIDIA on a covered call the day after the exercise. Or it does what it did, which is NVIDIA went $8 that way. I cashed out for a 90% gain and I'm ready to do it again. Now you need liquidity to do that, but I think that would get over some of the immediacy concerns. Those are my two suggestions. Obviously, I'm not saying do them. It's not financial or investing advice. Just I understand what you're going through because I hate to see red. It annoys the living hell out of me.
Oh God,
I don't care if it's $2. Exactly. I don't care if my account, and it's not. I don't care if my account was $60,000. If I see minus $2, I'm furious, and that's something.
Nate's like that too.
So, you remember that time Coach bought into something and it went the wrong way, and everyone stopped trading because we're just watching him, and he's down like $117,000. And we're all just waiting and cheering in the background. And he finally got back into the money, and we're all like, yeah! It's down $8. I'm out.
Hey, Bucket, off the subject for a quick second with Chris. Can I ask you a quick question about that cash secure put?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so when it goes down under your strike price and you are in danger, not danger, but you are most likely going to get assigned the shares. When does that happen? The next strike price down, or when it stops dropping?
Okay, no. So let's say your strike is $100 and that's what you were paid on. The stock is currently at 110. Yeah. Something happens on Thursday and Friday and it drops to 99.
Yeah.
Or 98. Let's say 98.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You will buy those shares at $100 when you're assigned them. Doesn't matter what the price is. Okay, the price could be $50. You're still buying them
whatever you bought that secure put for.
Yeah, that a cash secured put puts the money in and saying, I'm going to buy this many 100 shares at this price if the price gets there, and for that they're going to pay me X amount of dollars. So if it goes below it, then I'm buying. Like I'll give you a personal one. XPEV. I bought the 1450s. The day last Friday, the stock price of XPEV was $14.20, which means I paid $14.50 instead of the $14.20 I could have paid. But I did get paid 50 cents per share. Okay, so really my price is really $14, so I was really up 20 cents still. And then I wrote covered calls today on 15 and made another $100 and made another, and then you can roll it. That's that whole wheel, right?
Yeah.
So it's exactly the reverse of a covered call. So if we know that if you sell a covered call at $100 and the stock price is 110, you will get paid $100 for your share, even
Right.
though it's 110. But
Absolutely.
you didn't sell that covered call at, the price was probably around $92, $93, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
So-
was wondering about that. I forgot. Okay. So it's the strike price that you actually have to pay.
Yeah. So what you're doing is you're basically writing a literal contract with someone saying, I will buy your shares if your shares drop to $100. Now, if it drops lower, that's my risk, right? If it
That's why
stays
they say
above it,
pick the price that you're willing to pay.
correct. And it's a share you're willing to own. I mean, I'm not doing this
right.
with any willy-nilly. I want to own NVIDIA. I want to own Tesla. I want to own XPED, right? So I'm just saying for you, Chris, since you said you do have some liquidity, you may want to look at those, because within a given week, I know it sounds boring, but if you could make $200-$300 for every cash secured put, and you can write 5 of them in a week, I mean, you've made $1,000 and you haven't done anything, right? And if you get the shares, like I was given XPEV, I have 10 contract or 1,000 shares of XPEV now. Now I just write cover calls on it. Obviously, there's risk associated with it, not tax or investment advice, but there's a lot of things that have to really go. And Dawn will laugh, because the first ever cash secured put I wrote was on NVIDIA. And I remember the damn day I wrote it, because the next thing out of her mouth was NVIDIA. Wow. I'm looking at the dailies and this thing's going to 400. And I'm going, I just wrote 485 cash secured puts. Oh my God. And, I was looking at the chart and I agreed with her. The way that one daily showed it's being cycled. But NVIDIA stayed strong. It's up there, and that's fine. But I would have been fine owning NVIDIA at 485, whatever I got. But I just remember that, because for like a week I got really nervous. Dawn made me nervous. So
Dawn, you should apologize.
Hey, that's what I do. That's what I do.
Yeah, but those are.
But it didn't stay down, right?
It's just some other strategies for you, Chris.
Yeah.
That if you're looking, at generating the income and stuff like that, and everybody's been telling you tonight, you're not making any money sitting on the sidelines. Well, maybe you can take a little bit of what you've got and go do that. And it really did build my confidence, because, for me, the CSPCC wheel strategy thing makes a lot of sense. And it allows you to, with very minimal risk. Yeah, if the market tanks, well, the market tanks anyway, I'm going to have a bad day anyway. But it's just one of those things, because the fear of, I call it FENO. You're going to laugh. Fear of negative outcomes, right? I don't like negative outcomes. I never have. And it makes me paranoid. But I'll give you today's example. I went into Tesla trying to guess bottom on some calls. I bought the calls. It looked great for about 5 minutes. And then the candle from hell came, and I was out $1,000. And I was pissed. I mean, I was furious that it blew through my stop. I was having Weeble issues. Not to blame Weeble. I should have never guessed the bottom. But then that's when, I'm fortunate enough today, knock on wood, I saw in the chat that stock, and I rode that stock and made up for the gains. But I get it, dude. I'm 100% with you. But just investigate it, take a look at it, see if that's something you may be interested in. It's not instant gratification. But what
I've
it
heard
is
Mark talk about
positive
it a lot
outcomes.
too. It sounds safer, but more difficult to understand initially, because there's more moving parts.
Yes, absolutely.
I've watched Coach's video on it a few times, available with your VIP membership. And it didn't all click with the deltas and positioning, but the general theory about it, of the wheel strategy, sounds good and fairly safe. You do the CSP, get them at a cheaper price, write covered calls on them, and then make more money, basically.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to go Nate on you for a little bit. And people asked me today in the Zoom, They're like, what's your delta? What's this? What's that on the stock or the stock price I'm picking? I'll be honest. I'm like Nate. I don't look at all that shit. Okay. If the stock price on Tesla was 252 and it's Thursday and I see I can get the 245 for 45 cents. I mean, for one contract, I'm being paid $45 for one day, and Tesla has to drop $7 damn. Okay. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. All right. I don't get into is it 0.28, is it 0.21? I just look at it like that. And it's the same with the calls. I don't get fancy about the calls. I mean, if I have like the XPED today, the 15s were whatever they were, 38 cents. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Will it be 15? Well, it could because it was at 14.82. But at the end of the day, since I was at 14.5 is what I bought them. If it goes to 15, I get the 50 cents a share more. And I also get the 35 cents more. So I actually get 80 cents more for my shares than I would have gotten by selling them at 14.5. So there are a couple videos you can watch that are pretty good, but it's just one way. But I will say this is more on the capital preservation and conservative investment strategy as compared to day trading. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it is not, it can be instantaneous. The reason, and Don mentioned it today in Zoom, where cash secured puts and cover calls work best are stocks that have volatility because you need movement in the price. And that's why literally in both Mark
Mancini.
VRBO Mark, I don't want to say his name, Mark VRBO and I one day actually at the same time in the morning identified NVIDIA because it took a dump in the first 30 minutes. We bought cash secured puts right then, almost the exact same strike price, almost the exact same. And by the end of the day, it had reversed $9.50 and we were out of them. So it was like what we did was buy a call at the bottom of NVIDIA, that same day call, and rode it all the way up with no risk. Why for us no risk? Because we didn't have to sell it that day. The only way we were going to lose money on that is if that stock went all the way the next day down to our stock price and lower.
Right.
So when you buy a cash secured put, it makes you money when the stock goes up.
Correct.
So the further,
because think about it, the premium is actually decreasing in price, so you can buy it back for less than what you.
So great example. Yeah,
she's 10 months, but I finally get it. I get all of it.
Yeah. So when you buy 100 shares, and let's say it's a $10 stock. We'll make it easy. A $10 stock has a cash secure or has a strike price at $8. Okay, so it's $2 below what you're at today because it had a bad morning. You only write cash secured puts on bad mornings.
Mm-hmm.
At that, when it's at $10, they may say, "Well, I'll pay you $1. Pay you $1 for that stock." So what you do is you get $1 for 100 shares, which is $100. But if that stock goes to $8, meaning it had to lose $2 more, you have to buy it. Okay, which means now you have $800 worth of shares, right? But if it does not, that $1 that you were paid, because remember, Chris, you get the money up front. That money is deposited in your account instantaneously because you're selling to open that contract. You're writing the contract, not the. Yeah. So you wrote it.
Okay.
You get the $100. Then all of a sudden, let's say no longer is it 10. It's now 14 at the end of that day. Well, the cost of that $8 contract is no longer $1. It's like 12 cents. So you can go in and close your contract for 12 cents. You were paid $1, and then you paid out 12 cents to close the contract. You made $88, and you didn't do anything. It's the same as if you had written or if you had bought a call at $10 and watched it go up. It's the same thing. The only difference is secure. Because let's just say something goes wrong and it goes down to, or let's say it goes to 14, or let's say it only goes to 10 that day and it rides 12 and then it dips down to 8 and it goes to 9. If it's at $9, you don't care. You got paid your 100 and you don't have to take the shares because it has to go below 8 for them to exercise it.
Okay.
Okay. totally confused everybody. Everybody's got
No.
That
was
was
a
the
good.
tornado of information.
That's sexy.
All I'm
I
saying,
mean,
Chris,
I get it. Yeah, I get it. I totally understand. I just don't
It
have
was
the
a
money.
plethora of information.
the difference in this and day trading
My
is
word.
the fact that you're using some of your liquidity to make it more conservative. But you can, I learned cash secured puts from Coach and Mark a month ago and watched some videos. And literally in the first month, I'm up, I don't know, $6,700. Okay. And I'm not sweating those. I literally do those in the morning or when I see a major movement, and then I go back to day trading. That's it.
So let me explain it. Okay, can I try it?
Have at it.
All right, let me try this one more time. Okay, so I'm just gonna make these numbers up just so I can make sure I understand. So I take XFEV, right? And say it's trading at $10 a share, right?
Okay.
And I buy I say I want to pay $8 a share for it. So I go find a strike price at $8, right? And I look over and I see to sell that particular contract, I get $1. Let's say like what you said, I get $1, right? So I get $100 for writing that, right? And now let's say it goes up to 11, right? It never goes down to 8. It goes up to 11. And now that contract is worth 75 cents. I don't know, 50 cents, right?
Yeah.
So now I can buy it back for 50 cents. I've made a $50 profit for nothing.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And I got it. And if it goes down to 7, let's say none of that happened and it goes down to 7, I can still keep the $100, but I
the 100's yours. Yes. Correct.
Yes. But I also now own the shares for 800.
Correct.
Okay.
Which in your scenario, if it went down
700 technically because I got that money. So
Correct.
technically I only paid 700 for it.
But you have to have enough money in your account to cover all of that, right?
Correct.
Exactly.
That's why it's called a
I
cash
have to
secured
have
put.
$800 in my account if I'm going to write at strike price at $8. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then if the shares go down though, you don't care because it's a put that you bought. I mean that you sold, right?
You're buying, you're trying to get it on. You're getting your shares on sale.
Yeah.
What if they go up?
Then you make more, you keep that premium. No, you scalp it at that point. You sell it for less money. You buy it back for less money. If it goes up, what you paid for it now has gone down. You can buy it back and sell it all over again.
Yeah, so remember how Dawn told you it went to 11, it's now 50 cents. Well, in that scenario, if it went to $12, it may cost 2 cents. So why not just buy it back for 2 cents, which would be $2? You were given 100, you have 98 in the account, and it frees up that money again to go write another cash secured put somewhere else.
Thank you.
But the shares like really cheap now, so then they're yours if you want, and you can sell them covered calls. You can keep doing.
Okay, no, that's only if it settles below the $8.
Okay.
If it's above $8,
you're buying it on a down day anyway, right? So you know
right
for sure, but it's basically it should go down.
So you always write cash secured puts on down days because the gamma, delta, and theta are all in your favor, because it raises the price. Because algorithmically, if the stock is going down, it thinks it's still going to continue to go down. So you capitalize on that.
And when you say down days, do you mean the whole market or just that?
No, just the stock that you're interested in.
Okay.
The gamma creates a higher price for the
premium.
Correct. And that's what you want. You're premium hunting. You want the best price, right?
And that helps you get the shares at a discount if they get exercised.
And you're generally writing it at the end of the down day, correct?
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it at the end of the down day. It just depends on you got to know that. I'm not saying you have to know the stock like we do when we day trade, but you have to understand it, right? But the one thing everybody needs to know is don't ever write a cash secured put on a stock you're not willing to own.
Yeah.
Okay. So don't go out there and find a down day stock that you just found that has a decent premium and write it, because what happens, you may not know what its conditions are. You may not know what's going on. And next thing you know, it tanks and you get wiped out.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Yep.
so when we first start trading, like before I got into options and everything, it had said on there that like you're only allowed to do this kind of, you're only allowed to do calls, puts, whatever. Um, I remember being only allowed to do like cash. That was one of the first things, and I didn't know how to do them. Cash secured puts, I think, was the first thing, and so that's like where we're supposed to start doing that stuff. And it seems pretty difficult. Like you got to know what you're doing before you do it. But that was one of the first things you're able to do with an account. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
So I was just bringing it up, and I don't want to hog the thing. Because I understand your mental quandary, Chris. I get it because I have it sometimes myself. So look at a couple of those to subsidize or to assist you with part of your day trading strategy. And that's the great thing about American Dream Trading. It's not all just 2-minute EWO and scalp. We got cash secured puts. We have covered calls, spreads, strangles, straddles. There's 100 different things. I've just like Nate, gravitated towards day trading in the pre-market with L2. I really do like the cash secured put and covered call. And I'll give you an idea. Chris and Timo posted in the profits and losses. Timo, who joined the same time I'm doing, is generating about $4,000 a month income right now on cash secured puts and covered calls. So there's ways to do it. Okay, I'm sorry. Take it.
No, that's great.
Oh,
That's
it was helpful.
great information, Bucket. It really
It
is.
kind of feels like a safer call.
Yeah,
That's what
it does.
That's what I said. That's what I think it is. It's a safer call because the worst case scenario is, Chris, if the stock price does go down, you own the shares. And here's the even better part. Let's say you bought it at 10, okay, for 8, and it drops immediately after you bought it to 8. They don't exercise the shares until Friday. If that stock is $9, $10, $11, $12, $13 by the end of the week, you've just got your premium again. So you got your premium. And, unless the stock is really going down, like today, I bought 2 different versions of the Tesla cash secured puts. I bought them after the disaster. I bought them at when it hit 254. I bought the 242.50s, and I was paid $180. And then I bought the 240s for $280. Right. So aftermarket, of course, it's now jumped up to 253 and it's 254. So basically I got for today being paid, and I was paid today for expiration tomorrow. I was paid $450 to allocate cash to buy, 400 shares of Tesla. I was paid roughly $400. And the only way I'm going to get exercise those shares is if Tesla drops from its current position $9 tomorrow, and it already dropped 10 today.
Right.
So you want to sell
what
it
is
when it
the
drops,
likelihood?
or you want to?
Mark probably wrote a whole bunch today.
Oh yeah, Mark already. Well, actually, what Mark did on that today, and you can see it in chat on Discord, and I kicked myself because I was going to do the same thing. Is he's already got calls going out for 90 days because it's taken a beating over the last 2 days and lost. Just down in the 250. So he's already bought for March. So, that's the swing trading part, Chris, that we were talking, the 2 different options. So
if it goes up, you want to sell it. If it goes up right away, you can sell it right away and make that extra money, right?
Christina, I literally bought NVIDIA cash secured put yesterday morning at 9:45 or something like that. I was out of that at 11:02. Okay. And I wasn't stressing about the ups and downs and tracking each candle.
So
I
even though you buy it on
literally
a down
just bought
day,
it back
you sell
for
when it goes up. Okay.
12 cents.
That's amazing.
Because you've become the casino and not the gambler.
It's just hard to make sense of it. You're doing it on a down day, so you think it's going to go down. It's good if it goes down, you get to keep it. But if it goes up, it's better because you sell it right away. You do the whole thing all over. Either way, you're doing it all over again. It's just crazy. It's amazing.
Right. So basically what happened, Christina, when I wrote that NVIDIA contract, okay, when it was on a down day yesterday, there was someone in the market that bought it, meaning they thought the stock was still going to go down. When it didn't, they lost money because it went up.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
A day trader who was doing that lost money because I wrote the cash secured put and someone bought it. So every time we as day traders go in and buy a put, we're buying a put from someone who wrote it, who really thinks the stock is going to go up because that's how they make their money.
Right. Oh,
But
wow.
when it goes down, we make money.
And when you get a stock
Yeah, I
that
can hear
like
you now.
swings both
Hey,
ways
what's going
each
on?
day, you know, like throughout the day, it keeps going back and forth, back and forth. You can, I mean, that's.
I went to mom's and took her to the bank.
Yeah,
Hold
but
on just a second.
Which is
and
another
Don has
reason you
already
don't
said it.
buy
Remember,
cash
y'all,
puts on
you
shitty
can't
stock.
do this,
Right.
Christina. You can't do this with a stock that moves 50 cents in a day.
Right.
Okay.
You need it to go a lot.
I mean, you can if you're
But-
going to do a cash secured put over a longer term period.
Right.
But what we're selecting is stocks that have the volatility that can move 4, 5, 6, up to $10 to $12 in a day or a week.
Like Nvidia or Tesla, you know, those
Right.
kinds. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
that volatility has to be priced into the option.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Why do you sound like you're crying?
I'm not crying.
Chris.
Nobody's talking to me, right?
Oh, okay.
Mute Chris's mic real quick.
I just did.
So,
It's like, I'm not
so
crying.
that's yeah. The cash secured put cover call strategies I'm never going to say safer. I'm just going to say they're another tool in the ADT tool belt. Okay, that we can
More
use.
comfortable choice sometimes. You
Right.
say that instead of safer.
The only challenge is, of course, the amount of liquidity you have to do it. It does take a lot, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You're going to start with smaller ones.
Yes.
And then as you build, yeah.
Yeah, no,
But
absolutely.
I mean, if you got $1,400 that you can afford to tie up,
I do not. But it would take, like, instead of putting, like today, I put all my buying power into Nvidia. Instead of doing that, maybe I'd, half and half or something, depending on how much. Yeah. Or all of it, and then sit back and relax.
Right.
Watch it go.
I understand.
Yeah.
So
cool. Thank
yeah.
you.
But
All
I
right.
think for Chris, that would help a little bit too, because what he doesn't want to see is the red candle.
Right.
Right. He doesn't want to see his trade go negative. And I get it. I don't either.
I get
But
it too.
on these, you have, how do I say this? Intestinal fortitude that you're not worrying about the net. You're really, with a cash secured put, not worried about the next 5 minutes. You're not even worried about the next 2 hours. Okay.
Right.
I mean,
You can get up
you
and
want
leave
to
the
just see
computer and
what
go to the
trend
bathroom
is,
if you needed to.
right?
I don't
And if
leave
you're
the
buying
computer
cash
all day.
secured puts on a Monday, you get a much better price than you're buying them today. I only bought them today because it was like, okay, can Tesla really go down that much farther?
So Mondays are cheaper for that because Mondays are more expensive for options, I thought, right?
That's right. But remember, when it's more expensive for you to buy, it's more money I get when I sell it, because that's what you're
Right.
doing. You're selling the put. So if you were buying a put for $4.50 on Monday,
Oh, that's
You're
right. I'm
getting
selling
that.
it.
I'm
I'm selling
getting
to
that $4.50, which is
Okay.
$450. You're
I forget
paying
I'm
me.
selling it. I'm
for
not
that.
buying it, right? When I first get I'm selling it. I'm selling a put. And I'm
Right.
not selling to open, right?
Yeah, you're selling to open. You are literally writing the contract. You're saying,
Right.
I want this price at
Right.
this strike price. I want this much premium at this strike price.
Right. That's awesome. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Just like if
when
you
I'm ready
own the
to try it,
shares,
I'll be
you're
asking
saying,
questions.
I want to be paid that.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to figure it out, and then I step back and I don't look at it anymore, because I get confused, and then I think I know it. You figure it all out, and then all of a sudden you get a question in your head, and you're like, wait a minute, and you think about it again, and then I don't do it. I just wait.
Well-
wait till I know it good.
And that's the other thing, because Coach also teaches one other thing. If you don't have the liquidity to do that, and you still don't want to have to stare at the screen minute by minute and candle wick by candle wick, that's why Coach also mentions you can buy options 90 days out, right?
Is that the poor man cover call?
No. I'm just saying, just the standard.
They're so
you buy it 90
expensive,
days
90
out. If
days
you
out.
think, you like Tesla and you want to buy covered calls for Tesla, but you don't want to worry about the jiggity jaggedy, you can buy it for 90 days out. Now, it is a little bit more expensive, but if the stock price goes up that day, so does your call, and you can get out of it. But if it goes down, you have plenty of time in 90 days for it to get to that strike price.
Okay,
right?
so when
That's
we
all
buy,
that.
when we buy calls, we don't buy covered calls though. But
I didn't say. I said when you buy a call.
I'm just wondering about that. So with covered calls, you buy them or you sell them?
No. If you're doing a covered call, the first thing that we explained on Zoom is you own those shares already.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes. Okay. That's right. See?
And then you sell to open. You sell. You don't buy. You sell to open the price, the strike price that you want for those shares.
Okay.
And someone pays you to have first dibs on those shares at that price.
Okay.
Then if you do that, what do you want Christina, which way do you want the stock price to go?
I want it to go up.
You want it to go down.
Oh, I want it to go down?
Yes, because you wrote it for a strike price. Someone's going to buy it.
Okay.
You want it to go down because then you can buy back the thing you sold and write another set of covered calls on it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's why I get confused.
Yeah, exact opposite. Cash secured puts, you want the stock, you sell on a down day, you want the stock price to go up. Covered calls on a green day, and you want the stock price to go down. And that's specifically if you're premium hunting. If you're going
then
out,
you can buy it back at a cheaper price.
You can't scalp those, huh? Like with your
that is scalping. When you buy it back at a lower price and write it again, that is scalping.
That's over a longer period of time. I'm talking about, how we in and out,
Christina, you can do it in one day.
Yes, not a longer period of time.
One day. I'm talking about with the channels, up and down. You know how we do it, by
No. Yeah, unless they're two really blood red candles.
Right.
No, you probably get. I'd say the shortest cash secured put I've had is, I don't know, probably an hour and a half, and the shortest covered call was my XPEV. I did it today. I wrote it at 9:30, and by 12:20, I got out of them. So,
Mark, you're signaling for me to put my camera on. I keep doing it.
Dawn, look at the chat.
Sorry.
It's a private message.
I was going to tell you my camera's wrong. I keep freezing.
Private chat.
I'm just trying to look at some of the chat for some of the questions. And Girl Trader, you do the amount that you want to allocate yourself personally for cash secured puts is an individual responsibility. I use one of my IRAs for this. So although I make the money and I report the money and the profits and losses, I don't get to see it because it's in my IRA. So I'm allocating probably 6 figures on my cash secured put strategies and cover calls. But I have the liquidity to do that.
Exactly. You have it. Yeah. You have the money to, the more money you have, you can make more. I get it.
Right.
I'll get to that point. I'm going to get there.
But let me tell you straight up, Christina, if one stock that's been identified, XPEV, that has the volatility and decent premium prices is only a $14 stock.
Right.
That's $1,400, y'all.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you're not going to get the $500 premium in a week. You're probably going to get closer to $50. But $50 on a $1,400 investment is like $500 on a $14,000 investment. It's just, it's like Mark was mentioning earlier, it's percentages.
Right.
Right. So there are stocks that don't require the liquidity that you can still do this strategy.
There are.
Okay. I mean, I've been doing XPEV as long as I've been doing Tesla and NVIDIA. Right. But
and it
I have to diversify. I'm not going to go buy 100 contracts of XPEV. I'd rather have 10 of them, 2 of Tesla, 2 of NVIDIA, just to see how it all works out.
What stocks don't require you to have that liquidity to do that?
Well, all you have to do, Christina, is if you find a stock that you're interested in that you think has the volatility, okay, whatever the current stock price is, just multiply it by 100, and that's your liquidity.
Right.
So if you can find a $7 stock that's very volatile and has decent premiums, you don't want to do this to get a $1 premium, right? I mean, you want to do it to generate some income. That's the whole point of this.
Exactly.
Right? But XPEV has shown that you can get 40-cent premiums on XPEV in a week. And it's a $1,400 investment. So if you had 5 contracts, you can make $100 off those 5, or you can make $40 off of 1. So,
but to have 5 to get 5 contracts, you need 1,400 times 5.
Yes, you do. But
Right.
when we were talking liquidity numbers, whether it's 6-figure, 5 figures, or 4, there are 4-figure, accounts that can go out and do cash secured puts. They absolutely can. Absolutely.
There's a lot of
I mean, you can do
suggestions
it
in
on
the
something like
chat.
Neo.
Yeah, there's a
What?
lot of suggestions in the chat that you can also test this out for yourself in paper trading.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, could. I hate paper
Absolutely. You can go do this in paper trading. And
Yeah, that's what I was
again,
thinking
it's
of doing
not for
first.
everybody. I understand. Girl Trader. Oh, wait, maybe that was a long time ago. Yeah, that was a long time ago. I don't have to answer that question. So I did paper trading, and then I ran scenarios over a weekend, and I got my paper out. I'm an engineer, so if it's not in Excel, I don't understand it. It makes
If I'm the
a lot of
computer, I don't
sense.
understand it. I'm awful with the computer, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the fun thing about this, and it's part of the diversity of ADT, is that it's just another tool. Okay.
Right.
It isn't meant to be all, but from a cash preservation standpoint, it's pretty beneficial.
Yeah.
And it helps those people that are really nervous about instantaneous candles.
So you're doing it daily? Like one day you're doing cash secured puts, and the next day you're doing covered calls. You're going back and forth and doing a lot of
Yes.
it. Or, okay.
Mhm.
And are you still day trading? You still in there doing the 2-minute or scalps, or you just mainly doing that? And because you're at work during the day, so actually that's better for you. You don't have to.
Yeah, it is much better for me. And
Right.
Boris, you are correct. I am selling a cash secured put. So I'm selling the put instead of buying. Absolutely correct.
And then you turn around and buy it back. Yeah.
Yeah, if I want to. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So, sorry to take up so much time. I just wanted to try and help Chris out there.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was awesome.
no.
Because it
That's a
seems like
master class, buddy.
he does have clicky
It was a master
issues.
class.
So this is another option for him if he has click issues. And everybody, I want you to know this comes from Coach and Mark VRBO. He's your teacher because he's the one that taught me. So it's not that Coach didn't. It's just I learned this in the Zoom in the afternoon, which is another benefit to anybody thinking about getting to ADT. Is just remember, just because Coach isn't in there, we have moderators that really know our process and the ADT model, and they would be happy to help you display. They'll even show you what's going on to give you an example.
There's someone for everything, for
there
everything.
is. I mean,
When
you've
there's a
got
question
Bruno
comes up,
in there who
ask
talks about trading and technology. You got the little young lady here who just lives for the L2 now, and I still don't understand that damn thing. You got Mark McSee on pre-market as well. I mean, come on. You got Mark who talks about cash secure puts, and he does a good job at pre-market and stuff like that, preparing for the market. Lee, who's very good at swing trading. I mean, there's something for everyone. Gravitate towards what you like to do. I really want to learn that L2, and I am doing everything I can, but it's just not clicking with me yet. So the things that I'm clicking with is what I'm using.
I don't get how you don't get it.
I don't.
Just
I'm
like
an
looking at
idiot.
the numbers.
I don't know.
That's all I think. Right?
That's far from the truth.
Those big
To
numbers.
be clear, I am not a moderator. I'm just a member like Bucket, and everybody's there. People helping
I'm not a
people. That's
moderator.
a great thing. No, I know. It's a great thing about ADT. There's people helping people.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
moderators
well,
to normal members.
I think you two gentlemen will be if I wouldn't be surprised if Coach offered it to both of you this year at some point.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys are willing to accept it. So
As we
'cause I
grow,
think
we need it.
You'd be a great addition to the team, both of you, really.
Thank you, Bucket.
No,
Yeah.
hey, I saw the frustration in Chris's eyes when I was watching, and with the family here, I haven't been in much, but I've been listening to y'all every day.
Well, that was a voice of reason.
you're a big
that
boy
makes
now.
perfect sense. That makes perfect sense for him, probably.
Yeah, I mean it's
for him to decide.
Yeah,
he's still here, by the way. He's backstage.
Yeah,
I actually took him out because he left the
Actually, Don, he says that he can come back in now.
Okay.
So, it's because I learn, and I'm happy to share my experience on CSPs and
Bubbles.
cover calls
He's
because
got
I
to click
learned
the
so much
link.
from like Mark Mc. I mean, even today, Mark McSee was probably getting in the middle of the normal Zoom. Forget the pre-market. I was looking at SIDU and I said, Mark, is there news on SIDU? And I'm sure everybody else got annoyed because that's a pre-market staple, right? What's the news? What's the news? And I asked it in the middle of the market. I think it was like 10, 20. And I was like, what's the news, Mark? And, I don't think you were there at the time. So I had to search for it myself. We'll have a talk about that later, Mark. I don't think I have to do that. That's what you're here for.
I know. I'm sorry.
And it was funny because I'm listening to pre-market and I don't get up real early. And normally I listen to y'all when I'm driving in. I'm just so used to hearing that, it's okay. What's the float? What's the volume? What's the news? And so I looked at the float. I looked at the volume, and I just had to shout out, who's got the news on SIDU? And no one said anything. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I'm not in pre-market. I'm in the normal.
Miranda's already got it up there.
All our pre-market people have made their money and are sleeping. I'm sitting here going,
I'm sorry to let you down, Bucket. It'll probably happen again, but
It'll happen.
Go Buckeyes.
See what Bubble said up there? She said, "Don't
go Bucks, baby.
Follow me, or you'll end up drunk, naked, and laughing about something."
Sounds like fun.
We're all gonna follow you.
Yes, let's all follow Bubbles.
No, thank you, Bucket. That was a very.
That was a master class,
very
man.
good voice of reasoning and another option for him to consider, and it helped educate. And in the way you just explained it, may have clicked with somebody that maybe wasn't grasping it from somebody else they heard about it from. So you brought a different way of teaching it, and that
Well, that's what we do, Mark. Like you said, you teach a lot of people in pre-market. I'll give my advice, not advice. I'll give what I know, and someone will take it from there, right? So there you go.
We're not always right now, Sing is on the top losers chart for right now.
Well, for the day, yeah.
Is it really?
Yep.
Well, look at it now, Christine. It's popping.
No, it says it's on the top losers chart.
Well, you're not reading the right news. Yeah, whatever.
I'm Weeble.
It's at $8.30 now. It was at $7. It's up.
The second
about
one
50
down on the
cents
top
here
losers.
recently.
Oh, it just went. It's the third one down on the top losers.
Well, if you got in an hour ago, you'd be making lots of money right now.
Chris, thank you for the tip, my brother.
You're welcome.
Okay, before Chris starts back up again, maybe how Coach says not to cherry pick EWO entries. Maybe I shouldn't cherry pick chat, because the one that just popped up is from Bubbles, and it says, "Don't follow me or you'll end up drunk, naked, and laughing
and afraid
about something."
And afraid, is that what you said?
Yeah, naked and afraid.
Naked and afraid.
That's awesome. Sorry.
Who said to bring the camera?
Chris is back.
You never, ever, ever bring a camera when you're getting drunk.
Get naked.
Yeah, it ends up on social media nowadays.
Yeah.
Right?
We didn't have it when we were
get
kids.
called in HR.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, that was.
So
that was
did you get any? I know you were going through a personal issue, but did you get any of that Bucket was saying before you had to kind of dip out a little bit?
Yeah. It's a safer way to do it. That's
cool thing is you can watch the replay of this.
It's a set it and forget it type of deal.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
And Chris, when you
don't have to constantly monitor it.
I believe you said you can only work earlies in the morning and stuff like that. If you ever get a chance, like an afternoon or during a lunch break, and Mark is in there, Mark will be happy to discuss this again. I literally asked Mark about cash secured puts and cover calls every day for a week. I was annoying in the chat, and I didn't care because I wanted to learn it. So feel free to go in there and ask. and talk to him when you have a break. Because we
I'm
can't
not
ask
working
Coach during the
anymore.
morning.
I'm not working anymore. I'm just sitting here staring at the screen all day.
Yeah.
Not pressing
All
buttons.
that look, I'm sitting on all of that liquidity, basically in school here.
Yep. Understood, sir. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely hook up with Mark.
Yeah,
But
go
guys-
back and watch this video after she posts it and catch what you missed while you were on your call.
Yeah, because you can hear everything that he said. Just keep watching it over and over. It that was amazing, actually. So if anybody doesn't have anything to add, I'm going to go ahead and give us off the rest of the night. We've been in here 2 hours. Hopefully everybody got a little something they can take with them. I appreciate it.
Where do you go to learn all this stuff at?
You go to American Dream Trading, Mark. I don't have a commercial queued up, but you go to American Dream Trading, buddy.
Threw it out there for you.
I'm thinking Christina.
I know. What? Who put that there, Mark?
I tell you what,
He's the one that
though,
usually does that.
play this one. I will play this one in honor of the morning crew, if I could find it. Hold on. What the hell?
Arlo. I just.
Yeah, chat's going downhill. Chat's going downhill fast.
Oh my God. Let's cover it up with this. Shout out to the pre-market crew.
It's about having a Jeep. She says, I'm a Jeep girl. That's why she said that. I'm a Jeep girl. I have a Jeep.
Hey, see y'all at 4 a.m. Eastern time.
You remind me of my Jeep.
I was
Make
planning
money
on
while
being there this
you
morning.
are sleeping.
I made a
What's
mistake
that?
last night and went to Taco Bell. So I slept
Oh.
for 7 hours.
Actually, Taco Bell knocks me out now that you mention it. It's all them carbs.
Yeah, that's what did it.
Yeah, I always get unconscious after going to Taco Bell. Now that you mention it.
Taco
How's the
Bell.
wife?
Taco Hell is right.
Yeah.
What? What do you mean it's not authentic Mexican food?
It's not even authentic food.
Voted #1 Mexican restaurant in
It's
Rockford, Illinois.
authentic. I don't know about Mexican, but it's definitely authentic.
What's funny is we go to Guatemala every other year on mission trips. My buddy's a missionary. I've been down there for 30 years. Anyway, they just got a Taco Bell in the one town near where we go.
Kidding.
In Guatemala. I'm like,
that's an insult.
Yeah. I'm like, really? Come on now. That's what they eat every day down there. And now they put in a Taco Bell. Okay.
Right.
There's a lot of people at it. So
It might actually have better food
No.
because they make it how it's supposed to be made.
No.
Yeah.
I live in
Yeah,
Little
right.
Mexico. The food is better here.
In Little Mexico?
That's what it's called.
I think every state has one of those, huh? Like
I'm right in the middle
Or
of it.
Little
It's
China.
really cheap.
Yeah.
all right. See you at 4 a.m. in the
Have a
morning.
good one.
See you in the
Have a
morning,
great night,
everybody.
guys. See you later.
All right. Have a good one, everybody. Peace and blessings.
Be safe.